Hello and welcome to Universe Mode. This is NXT coming to you live from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. As per usual, we are a week removed from the huge night that was episode 200 for the NXT brand, proving just how important it was, and perhaps the biggest story coming out of that night was the new NXT Global Champion, Kurt Angle. And Angle is wasting little time in making sure his name is put out there, making sure his title run is put on prime notice for people to pay attention to. Tonight, he is going to defend the championship against a person who he picked, and he wanted it to be the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, who we will face tonight in one-on-one action. This is going to be a very interesting match. This will go to show how the NXT Global Championship is all about the future of NXT right now, and about those stars who just are there, but they are not good enough to make it to the NXT Championship scenario. Great opportunity for Pete Dunne here tonight, and also his fellow UK compatriot Tyler Bate is going to get a great opportunity here tonight following his coming up short for the NXT Championship last week against Okada. But with that being said, there is quite an interesting card here tonight, a little bit more of a relaxed NXT, but still some good matches, like the one we're going to get underway with right now. Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar. So here we go. Let's get NXT underway. As I said, of course, this is like a more calmer NXT. A lot of the big names aren't here tonight. There's no Okada, there's no Corin, thankfully. There's no I don't think of some of the other big names, man. Well, there's no DCC here tonight. There's no Nikki Cross even. There's no NXT. There's only one champion here tonight, to the best of my knowledge, and that would be the NXT Global Champion himself, Kurt Angle. So it should be a rather interesting night. We're going to showcase more talent than what we are having to go through a whole debacle of conflict, perhaps controversy, and what-if scenarios. Instead, we're just going to focus on some of the bigger names out here, and some of the names that are trying to give themselves a chance to shine, like Cedric Alexander is here in this matchup tonight against Noam Dar. Cedric has been, you know, when he signed to NXT, at the time he was a hot acquisition, but since then this year has not gone that well for Cedric. It's kind of fizzled out throughout there, and not been able to live up maybe to the hype that followed him. And the same could be said for Noam Dar as well. The Scottish Supernova has not perhaps been able to live up to the hype that was following him when he arrived within this universe. Both these men kind of been stuck in a little bit of NXT limbo. I guess the good thing for them is, as opposed to the likes of maybe Booker T, who's in a bit worse NXT limbo, these two men are still very young, they still have an awful lot to go for, and there's still more reason to keep them down in NXT for longer, because they could well turn into the future of the brand. So that being said, it's going to be an interesting matchup here tonight to find out which one of these two men is going to be able to get a win and kind of progress their careers. We've been seeing the progression, the kind of waking up, I guess, of people's careers with Titus O'Neil, especially over these last few weeks, picking up win after win. And I wouldn't be surprised if Angle's going to do these, what seems to be potentially weekly, just as a guess right now, considering he's defending his championship already, he's going to do these weekly title defenses. But I wouldn't be surprised if somehow we see Titus O'Neil getting involved in that picture. So, and if he does, I think he's well deserving of that shot, as Pete Dunne is here tonight. But we're going to get things underway with two men who, as the ECW general manager, I am looking at and waiting for them to learn a bit more, get a few more wins under their belt, and I will gladly consider them as members of my cruiserweight division, that's for sure. Both men possessing great talent. Cedric Alexander, I know, is a surefire hot prospect. Noam Dar is certainly, while he's not your kind of 450 splash kind of cruiserweight, you know, like your Ricochets and people like that, he is a very sound technical wrestler in that cruiserweight division, kind of reminding me of like a Gregory Helms more so than anything. And we start things off with a stalemate between these two men. Oh, he went very nicely done there, and now we get right into the swing of things. So, suplex, swinging neck breaker there by Cedric Alexander to get things underway. Let's see what he can do here. Nothing, apparently, as Noam Dar pulls out the reversal. Gonna look for something there. Oh! Huge clothesline by Cedric Alexander. Decks him down to the mat to get things underway here now that we're done with the feeling out process. Let's see what these two men can go for. Oh, like a white noise there by Cedric Alexander. And for a spinning kick in the side of the head. And instead it's Noam Dar's opportunity to take the offense here. Nice uppercut, but Cedric Alexander very quick to counter out of it. I expect this to be one of the very back and forth matches of the night, I think. So that'll make it a little bit more interesting. There are some, I will be honest, there are some very good matches looking to be on the card here tonight. For example, as I said, Tyler Bate's going to be in action, which is promising to be a solid matchup given his performance in the NXT Championship match last week. He fell short, yep. He didn't get pinned with the Rainmaker, yep. But at the end of the day, he went in there against Okada, who has been the champion of NXT now for some nearly 6 months, and gave him a run for his money. He really tested the champion on the night. I think that kind of showed how much potential that youngster has got to give. We'll focus back on this matchup right now. Cedric Alexander there, showing his strength there, just slamming Noam Dar with ease, and a split-legged moonsault there in the corner. Goes for the cover on Dar right after, trying to put him away with it, and he gets a 2 count. You're seeing the difference between these two men when they're in the ring. You look at the kind of slow pace of Noam Dar. He had that bow and arrow locked in. He was just trying to wear him down slowly. Cedric gets on the momentum, and it's just kind of full steam ahead. He at least tries to aim for, which makes it a very interesting affair. Looking for a suplex here, but great counter there by Cedric. Gets himself out of it. Cedric perhaps thinking the top rope. No, wait, he's decided against it now. He wants him up on his feet. What are we going to see here from Cedric Alexander? Oh, a diving clothesline. That could be the lead in here. No, Noam Dar denying it. I think Cedric was looking for the lumbar check there, and instead, Noam Dar takes the opportunity to arm lock him in for a Northern Lights suplex. It's a very nicely thought move there by Noam Dar. And oh, drop kick right into the knee. That's going to set him up for his leg lock. When Noam Dar sees fit to stitch that one in, that's going to help him out for it. But Cedric Alexander still up on his, well, still trying to get up to his feet. He's up now. He's got Noam Dar's back revealed. Lumbar check by Alexander. And with that, Cedric Alexander hooks the leg with 1, with 2, and oh, Noam Dar kicks out at 2. Not enough work done on the back, it seems, to put this one away early. But Cedric stays right on the money here, not giving Noam Dar a moment to recover. Michinoku driver once more, and Cedric now exploding away with speed onto Noam Dar. Up to the top rope goes Cedric here. Double foot stomp there. Noam Dar certainly feeling the wrath of that one. Cedric Alexander not letting up here, but Noam Dar is able to pull out the reversal. What can he go for now? Has it brought up in the air, and a brainbuster there. Kind of like a chasing the dragon from Kyle O'Reilly, the WWE champion, and he capitalizes right away, going into the cover, and Cedric kicks out at 2. Just because it's like the move doesn't necessarily mean it is the move, as we've just seen there with a 2 count. Going after the arm once more, though, is Noam Dar. This is going to hurt. Standing right down there on the forearm of Cedric, but he's right up to his feet. Great counter there by Cedric. Tilt-a-whirl, Hurricanrana. Is there anything Cedric can't do? It's almost like he's at 100 miles an hour from the bell ringing to the end of this matchup. Brings him up on his shoulders here. 8-second ride. Down goes Noam Dar, and I think I know what's incoming next. He's looking to finish this match here. He's looking to get that win. Spins him round. Up in the air. Lumbar check again. This one just as devastating as the last. The strength of Cedric to have him up in the air and bring him down for the lumbar check. This one should well be a win for Cedric Alexander in the middle of the ring. Cover on Noam Dar. I can't see him kicking out. There's 2. There's 3. And it's a win for Cedric Alexander, who has now just turned a few heads to his name in the process. And that is exactly what he needed to do. Very well, very good performance, I should say, even by Cedric Alexander. Noam Dar gave him some tests, but the speed of Alexander was just too much for Dar to contend with. And that is what resulted in a victory for this man here. The first of many more, I hope, because I really want to see a future in this young man. And I gotta say, the same goes for Noam Dar as well. I want to see both these men in my cruiserweight division very, very soon. With that being said, a nice win there, and a nice match to kick things off on NXT. As I said, it was going to be a competitive one, and it sure was. We're going to move on though to our next contest. Now tag team action, Enzo Amore and Big Cass up against War Machine. Well, this is a bit of a mismatch when you look at it on paper. I mean, you've got the 7-foot man, a Big Cass going at it, and you know he's going to be able to give it his all in this one, and he's going to be able to test War Machine. But you've also got Enzo Amore in this one. That one is where the real difference is in regards for both men here, who of course have been struggling all around really in this universe, and certainly no surprise that they are struggling in NXT as well with its currently booming tag team division, I would say. You got the champs American Alpha, you had the challengers last week in kind of a much better Enzo and Big Cass in the Rated R show, who came within inches of capturing the NXT tag team titles. We've also got, of course, the former champions, the DCC, who I don't think are done with those NXT tag team titles by any stretch of the imagination. I think there is still a bit of intent between both teams. I think there is still a bit of reasoning to be solved between both teams. And you know what? The next takeover is not going to be until Survivor Series, so for all we know, we could see it settled before then, or we could see it settled at takeover. But that being said, we know for sure that the titles have to be defended again before SummerSlam. I mean Survivor Series, so we could well get the match then. Oh, he's going to spell it out for us. Yep, great spelling. Well, it's a good thing, you know, they call people soft, but in the ring they're kind of soft themselves, let's be honest. And I mean, this is a team that I don't think definitely does not deserve to be defined as SAWFT, because that is just not the case for War Machine. Two incredibly tough brutes, especially that man on the left there, Hansen, who has proven his worth in tag team matches on more than one occasion. This is the man, really, who is like the Jason Jordan of this team, the Big Show of this team. He gets the Big Cass even. He gets tagged in and things change fast. This is a man who weighs over 300 pounds and can move like a cruiserweight. He is scary for his size. And it is what makes him such a complete athlete. Raymond Rowe in his own right is a strong man. He is a very capable athlete as well. But in my eyes, War Machine is having more attention paid to Hansen than what it is Raymond Rowe. I think Raymond Rowe needs to turn things around sooner rather than later if he wants to make sure that he stays in this tag team with Hansen, or else there could be very attracting offers for Hansen to go elsewhere. And Raymond Rowe may have to stay down in NXT, but it's going to be Hansen to start things off in this one. And oh my god, Enzo Amore is in trouble right from the start. Hansen just pummeling away here with shots. And look at the power of him right from the bat. If anything, being able to launch Enzo around as if he's nothing will be a showcase for Hansen, just to demonstrate how dangerous this man really is. Atomic drop there. Enzo slowly goes down to the mat. This is all Hansen from the start. Oh, there we go. Finally, Enzo able to tilt the weight a little bit in his favor, and he looks as if yes, he needs to already make the tag into Big Cass. This is where things are going to get a little bit interesting, but Hansen's going to wait it out. He's going to tag in Raymond Rowe, and this could be where the match changes in the favor of Enzo and Big Cass here. Look at the strength there of Big Cass. Flapjack there to Raymond Rowe as if he were nothing. Strength there being demonstrated by Big Cass now as he pummels in to Raymond Rowe. Big leg drop there by the equally big legs of Big Cass. But it's quickly countered, and oh, what a shoulder tackle that one was by Raymond Rowe. Can he turn this match around now? Can he take a little bit of an advantage? Yes, he can. Very nice belly to belly there. Big Cass goes down, and Raymond Rowe's going to capitalize in this one, with, of course, there being a bit of just kind of free range for the NXT Tag Team titles right now. Even though I do think the DCC are perhaps deserving of a rematch, having held onto those belts for over 4 months. It is certainly an open game right now, I think. And that's what makes it a little bit different in this division. That's what makes it a little bit difficult as well. Every win matters, really. You never know if you could be getting that shot at the title. Big Cass counters the Irish whip here, and he's not going to make the tag into Enzo, which is probably for the best. Big Cass, you're trapping the arm in and clobbering on the chest. That's a smart idea there. I'll give credit where credit's due. Neck breaker there now by Big Cass, and he's going to continue on the offense here. Really troubling times perhaps for Raymond Rowe. Big Cass demonstrating his strength, and he looked for the huge big boot there, but it's a counter by Raymond Rowe, and he goes after the leg now to shut down the pace of Big Cass. That is fairly genius. Big Cass now in trouble, caught with a huge spinebuster there by Raymond Rowe. I don't know where he came out with that one from, but it certainly caused Big Cass a whole boatload of troubles. In the corner now, oh, we know what's coming up next. This is where Hansen showcases his ability. Up on the top rope, leg drop, and the back suplex. That one is going, I think, to end it. Referee not going to make the count, however. That was a very weird move by the referee, for sure. Now will he make the count? Yes, he will. This time he will. Into the count, and Big Cass is able to kick out early there. Not too sure why the... Oh, my God. Raymond Rowe just sent Enzo flying on the outside there. Clearly not the best bit pleased about not being able to win the match there. Big Cass on his own right now. What a counter to Hansen's attempted double underhook powerbomb it may have been. And Enzo Amore going to try and get his revenge now. He sends Raymond Rowe flying on the outside. And there's the big boot now by Big Cass into the cover. You're going to try and look for the win, but he doesn't get it. Look at this strength, though. I was on about Hansen showcasing himself. This has really turned around into Big Cass showcasing himself more so than anything. I think he just kind of reached his limit there and had to tag in Enzo, and Enzo able to capitalize there. Enziguri onto Hansen. Can he perhaps try and turn this match around in his favor here? Can he try and showcase his ability against the huge Hansen, who once more has a prime opportunity to showcase himself? I don't know if I'm saying this, but Enzo's actually in control of this one. Up on the top here. Oh, he misses the elbow drop. Hansen moved away from that one with ease. Oh, he went for a huge standing drop kick there. This is why you don't mess with this man. Hansen, look at the strength of him there. With ease, he brought him up. And, a gut buster. An emphatic gut buster as well. There's that drop kick once more. Like I said, is there anything this man can't do? Is the prime question. Into the corner goes Enzo Amore. Tag made here. Raymond Rowe back in. This is where the destruction begins for War Machine now. Enzo can just be worked over and can just be beaten down. I know Big Cass had to make the tag out, but you want to try and keep Enzo in for as short amount of time as possible, or else you risk throwing away the match. And that is just what's transpiring here. There's that spinebuster once more. This time it's hit on Enzo. Raymond Rowe was in to deliver one of the final blows, but Enzo still fighting on here. Quick jab, but Enzo misses a crossbody. And this should... Oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be the final blow here to put this match to bed once more. This time to Enzo. The leg drop. The back suplex. The end of this match. Drags Enzo over to their corner. Hansen goes into the cover. There's the count. There's 1, 2, 3. War Machine have done it. That is a victory they can take and celebrate for sure. That was a destructive victory that we have come to expect from War Machine. And they gave Enzo and Cass no room to breathe. There was a fine performance by Big Cass, as I expected from him. But Hansen once more was able to showcase his talents. Once Enzo was tagged in that second time round, there was no way they were going to let him tag out. Great work there by War Machine. worked over the weaker man, and it paid dividends. This could be your future #1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship for all we know. We just have to wait and see what's going to happen in regards to American Alpha and the DCC, I think. And maybe, just maybe, the NXT general managers will think otherwise, and perhaps look to just make War Machine the #1 contenders, or perhaps look to make War Machine and DCC face off for that #1 contendership. It's an awful lot to think about, and we'll see what's going to happen in the weeks to come. But anyway, we're going to move on to our next contest now. It's going to be the 2 finalists of that 6-man Battle Royal 2 weeks ago. Pentagon Jr. is going to take on the youngster, Tyler Bate. That's up next. Alright, this is an opportunity really that goes into quite a variety of things. It's not just the win, it's not just like if they win, it's not just this applies to the NXT Global Championship or another championship like that. This one could go as far as applying to the NXT Championship, given that both men were granted the opportunity to compete for that title just of course a few short weeks ago, and in Tyler Bates' case last week as well. He got to compete for the title itself. He got to go one-on-one with the champion, and do that he had to eliminate this man last, Pentagon Jr., who busted him open, I believe, in that 6-man Battle Royal, truly leaving his mark on the youngster. Now Tyler Bates seems to be out for a measure of revenge for getting busted open. He may have got the victory, he may have eliminated Pentagon Jr. in the 6-man Battle Royal, but he did not get a pinfall win over him, which is what Tyler Bate is looking here tonight. Well, that, and of course to bounce back from last week's loss to Kazuchika Okada. What an opportunity that was to Bate, and it showed that this man does have all the credentials to be the future star of NXT, with no doubt about it. Tyler Bate going to look for another victory here tonight in the attempt to just prove that point once more, in the attempt to get that point across as he continues building his legacy here on NXT. And of course, it doesn't matter if Bate spends 2 years down here, so be it. This man is, he's barely even an adult yet, so he's got so much time to give. NXT could well choose to keep him down here for a while, so that when he goes up to the main roster, he's instantly a huge attraction. He's instantly a star. They could choose to do that right away if they see fit, but we'll see about that. We'll see what NXT's methods are going to be. But as for right now, Bate is going to have to go one-on-one with Pentagon Jr., and it's Pentagon who's running out of the blocks right away here, going straight after Tyler Bate, and you can see the size difference these two men have. Pentagon Jr. taller and much bigger as well in the when it comes to weight as well. Bate is he's very well made for his weight, I guess you could say. He's got he's like a kind of Finn Balor situation, pound for pound, very strong. But just look at the way Pentagon Jr. just kind of stands over him. If you were looking at it from a certain angle, you just see Tyler Bate disappear behind Pentagon Jr. And Pentagon right now is able to counter an awful lot of what Tyler Bate's attempting here. Bate finally pulling out the reversal, went for a big power move there. Looked like he tried to slam him, and it gets countered. Pentagon Jr. in the driver's seat in the early moments of this matchup, drilling his knee there into the back of the head of Tyler Bate. Like a double whammy being struck there, as Bate is now powerless on the ground to the wrath of Pentagon Jr. Diving fist drop there, and Tyler Bate once more feeling the effects of it. Bate has had a wild 2 weeks, to be fair. I mean, after he won that Battle Royal, of course, he barely even got a chance to celebrate before he was blindsided by Corin. And then, of course, the week after, he just came up short in competing for the NXT Championship. Bate has had he's barely even had a chance to catch his breath, essentially, over these last few weeks, and Pentagon Jr. is making sure that he is not going to get a remote chance to catch his breath. He has dominated this matchup thus far. Pentagon up top, Swanton Bomb, and he connected with that one on the money. This could be a match for Bate to forget, but no, Bate is finally pulling out the counter. Finally, Tyler Bate able to get himself going here. Let's see what the youngster can do. There's his strength being illustrated as he slams Okada. Nope, definitely not. Pentagon Jr. down to the mat. Diving. Well, not really a diving, kind of like a jumping foot drop, I guess. Or foot stomp, even. Suplex. Nope. Counter by Pentagon Jr., who gets a neck breaker to get out of it. Pentagon Jr. using his experience advantage here to try and pull out the win here against Tyler Bate. Kick in the gut. Looked like he was trying for the Pentagon driver. And he got countered. Oh, but he doesn't get much time to breathe at all. Pop-up powerbomb for Bate. Good God. Tyler Bate is just being thrown around right now by Pentagon Jr., but he's still kicking out early. If anything, that match last week with Kazuchika Okada taught him it's the resiliency that Bate has going for him and how he's able to constantly take a beating. And with the strength and with the weight that he has to give up to his opponents, he is going to be taking a beating quite often. But it's how he bounces back from that beating that counts. Double axe handle. Bate sidesteps it. What a tactic there by Bate. Throw away Tiger suplex. And Pentagon Jr. is reeling from that one. And this is Bate's opportunity now to go for the airplane spin. And he gets it. Round and round they go. Dizzier and dizzier Pentagon Jr. gets. And that's the strength of Tyler Bate being orchestrated there, as he was able to lift this big man up with ease. And now he's going to look for the huge win here for Tyler Bate to chalk up another big victory. Tyler driver, 97, into the cover after it. Bate still isn't victorious. Not really much of a surprise there, given that Pentagon Jr. has been in control of the vast majority of this matchup, but Bate looks to be back in it for a second. Looked like he had something in mind there. Big uppercuts in the corner now by Bate. Look at all of those uppercuts. Just nailed one right after the other. And all the uppercut train is beginning here, as if it's Cesaro taking charge. Uppercut, uppercut, and a drop kick to finish the deal. Certainly, Pentagon Jr. is reeling from that one, and Bate is going to rush up to the top rope here. What will the youngster look for? Went for the moonsault. Pentagon Jr. got out of the way, but look at Bate. He's able to fight back. Sling blade, though, by Pentagon Jr., and it's suddenly brought to a huge stop for Tyler Bate. Up to the top rope now he goes. But oh, this time Bate moves out of the way. Bate got himself out of the way. Can he give himself an opening here? Moves out of the way once more. Pentagon Jr. dazed and confused. Tyler driver again. Tyler Bate took the beating, but he recovered. And Bate isn't victorious yet. So close to victory for Tyler Bate, but he just couldn't pull it off. How much more does this man have to give to get the win here? Another big slam by Bate, dropping down at the Pentagon Jr. And this is what I'm liking to see now from Tyler Bate. He's not giving in on Pentagon Jr. He refuses to give in. Big diving headbutt there. Bate jumps into the cover, hoping it's enough to put him away. And oh, Pentagon Jr. still kicking out at 2. Tyler Bate looking for a huge win here tonight, looking to try and upset Pentagon Jr. There's another uppercut for Pentagon Jr.'s troubles. And Tyler Bate, what the hell's he doing here? Clotheslines him over the top. Oh my God, Tyler Bate wouldn't. He is going to do it. What a fight there by Tyler Bate. How did he pull that out of the bag? I will never know. Tyler Bate could well be on the way to victory here, but it doesn't look like he's done. He's going out on the apron here. Will Bate look to take flight? Seems to second guess it, but you can tell he has exerted a lot of energy in this one. Took him a while to get up there, and Pentagon Jr. capitalized right away. Pentagon Jr. will go for the cover here, hoping that exhaustion is enough for the win, but that is just not the case. Bate still powering out early on. More elbows into the head, and once more, Bate bleeds at the hands of Pentagon Jr., but he moves out of the way. He looked for something there on Pentagon Jr., but it got countered. And now from behind, oh, those knees drilling into the back, and a reverse DDT to send him down. How much more does Bate want to give you? Can he still try and pull out a victory out of the bag? He's going to go for it. He rolls up Pentagon Jr. here. Can he pull it off? There's one. There's two. No, Pentagon Jr. counters. Flips over in his favor. There's one. There's two. And Bate kicked out right at the last moment. That was way too close to call for Tyler Bate, but look who's in control after it. Pentagon Jr. is the one now, hammering away with the strikes. But Bate, look at that! Bate flipped out with an incredible show of power and speed and just so much being shown there. And a third Tyler driver, twisted in midair so he didn't get near the ropes. And Tyler Bate gets the win. Finally, Tyler Bate gets the victory over Pentagon Jr. What a win for Bate. What a battle that was. And Tyler Bate proves, oh no. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Does he have no shame? Does he have no courtesy? It's Corin, and for the second week in some time now, he's jumping Tyler Bate. He's laying him down on the mat. This man has no respect for anyone, and Bate has to be used as a pawn in his operation again. Clock strikes 12. Bate is down. Corin just rubbing it in for good measure. Oh, here we go. I mean, there is no low that this man won't stoop to in order to get his name out there, and that's exactly what Corin's done right here tonight. He has once again taken it to Tyler Bate, and now he's running his mouth on the mic about how great that was, about how incredible that feeling was, and about how much he enjoyed squashing a little bug like Bate. And Corin can hardly believe that he gets away with this week in and week out. In fact, he's bored of just being told off. He's bored of just being given warnings. He wants action taken against him, and he wants it right now. He wants to go face to face with Larry Zbyszko. He wants to see if the general manager has the balls to say it to his face. And there we go. He's had enough. He's reached his breaking point, and the general manager's here now. Zbyszko is going to act. And he kind of has no choice, really. Corin's forced his hands in the most extreme way possible, and Zbyszko's had enough. He's practically reached his breaking point. It was JBL who iterated the threat 2 weeks ago, and it's Zbyszko who's going to act on it here tonight. He's going to go face to face with Corin and give him what for. I hope Zbyszko knows what he's getting himself into, because this is a dangerous game to play. But he is not backing down. And that's what you got to commend about Zbyszko. He is standing face to face with Corin. He is reminding him what is going on here. He has screwed over half the NXT roster to put his name out there. He has blown away so many chances for the superstars, and he takes great pride in it. And Zbyszko isn't done talking here. If all he wants is Okada, then why not just say it? Why not just go after Okada? There's no need to take out people like Tyler Bate. There's no need to sabotage NXT for your own self-gain, especially according to Zbyszko when he can't capitalize on it. And it seems as if Corin's finally had enough. He's got something to say in response. He says he does it because it's fun. He does it because he likes watching the NXT general managers squirm. And he does it because he knows no one can touch him. Not him, not JBL, not even Okada. And if you put him in the ring one-on-one, he would prove it. Oh, and there you go. Zbyszko is acting. Zbyszko's taking matters into his own hands once more. You want Okada? You got him. 3 weeks from now, you face for the NXT Championship. Prove us all wrong. Beat Okada, rub it in our face. We dare you. Oh, and there we go. Corin is rubbing it in now once more. This is a grave mistake for Zbyszko to make. He just signed away the death of NXT. Corin in 3 weeks will capitalize on it. Count your days. And that ominous tick, tock, tick, tock. And, oh, come on! No way! That was not necessary whatsoever. Corin just jumped Zbyszko. What the hell? There's no need for this. Someone stop this. He's attacking the general manager, for Christ's sake. Someone come out here. Someone save Zbyszko. Look at this. Zbyszko's fighting back. No, I never thought I'd be able to see this, but Zbyszko's trying to fight, but oh god. Corin laying him out once more. He's awfully proud of himself. He's got what he wanted. And Zbyszko laid out once again. Can anyone stop Corin? Does anyone want to try and stop this man? Well, I say, does anyone want to step up to the plate? Well, 3 weeks from now, as we just heard, Okada's got no choice. He has to step up to the plate. He has to go face to face with Corin one-on-one. This is now where times get serious. I was hoping for a calm and a normal NXT, but we got anything but. While Zbyszko may well have stood face to face with Corin, he got exactly what he wanted. Corin got just what he wanted here tonight. He got to lay out Tyler Bate. He got to lay out a random person. It probably doesn't make a difference who it was he laid out. He got to lay him out. And he got exactly what he's been craving for so long. Okada one-on-one for that title. Zbyszko's finally was forced to cave in. And just to sweeten the deal for Corin, he flattens Zbyszko. And he lays him out. One thing to lay out a man. Another thing to lay out a man that I am as close to as Zbyszko is. And normally, sometimes, if that was Dario Ronaldo, I'd commend that action to heaven and even higher, but there's nothing that Zbyszko's done wrong. There is nothing that man has done that is unjust, and that is how Corin repays him. Laying out that man in the middle of the ring. Hello and welcome to Universe Mode. This is NXT coming to you live from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. As per usual, we are a week removed from the huge night that was episode 200 for the NXT brand, proving just how important it was, and perhaps the biggest story coming out of that night was the new NXT Global Champion, Kurt Angle. And Angle is wasting little time in making sure his name is put out there, making sure his title run is put on prime notice for people to pay attention to. Tonight, he is going to defend the championship against a person who he picked, and he wanted it to be the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, who we will face tonight in one-on-one action. This is going to be a very interesting match. This will go to show how the NXT Global Championship is all about the future of NXT right now, and about those stars who just are there, but they are not good enough to make it to the NXT Championship scenario. Great opportunity for Pete Dunne here tonight, and also his fellow UK compatriot Tyler Bate is going to get a great opportunity here tonight following his coming up short for the NXT Championship last week against Okada. But with that being said, there is quite an interesting card here tonight, a little bit more of a relaxed NXT, but still some good matches, like the one we're going to get underway with right now. Cedric Alexander and Noam. So here we go. Let's get NXT underway. As I said, of course, this is like a more calmer NXT. A lot of the big names aren't here tonight. There's no Okada, there's no Corin, thankfully. There's no I don't think of some of the other big names, man. Well, there's no DCC here tonight. There's no Nikki Cross even. There's no NXT. There's only one champion here tonight, to the best of my knowledge, and that would be the NXT Global Champion himself, Kurt Angle. So it should be a rather interesting night. We're going to showcase more talent than what we are having to go through a whole debacle of conflict, perhaps controversy, and what-if scenarios. Instead, we're just going to focus on some of the bigger names out here. And some of the names that are trying to give themselves a chance to shine. Like Cedric Alexander is here in this matchup tonight against Noam. Cedric has been, you know, when he signed to NXT, at the time he was a hot acquisition, but since then this year has not gone that well for Cedric. It's kind of fizzled out throughout it and not been able to live up maybe to the hype that followed him. And the same could be said for Noam as well. The Scottish Supernova has not perhaps been able to live up to the hype that was following him when he arrived within this universe. Both these men kind of been stuck in a little bit of NXT limbo. I guess the good thing for them is, as opposed to the likes of maybe Booker T, who's in a bit worse NXT limbo, these two men are still very young, they still have an awful lot to go for, and there's still more reason to keep them down in NXT for longer, because they could well turn into the future of the brand. So that being said, it's going to be an interesting matchup here tonight to find out which one of these two men is going to be able to get a win and kind of progress their careers. We've been seeing the progression, the kind of waking up, I guess, of people's careers with Titus O'Neil, especially over these last few weeks, picking up win after win, and I wouldn't be surprised if Angle's going to do these, what seems to be potentially weekly, just as a guess right now, considering he's defended his championship already, he's going to do these weekly title defenses, but I wouldn't be surprised if somehow we see Titus O'Neil getting involved in that picture. So, and if he does, I think he's well deserving of that shot, as Pete Dunne is here tonight. But we're going to get things underway with two men who, as the ECW general manager, I am looking at and waiting for them to learn a bit more, get a few more wins under their belt, and I will gladly consider them as members of my cruiserweight division, that's for sure. Both men possessing great talent. Cedric Alexander, I know, is a surefire hot prospect. Noam Dar is certainly, while he's not your kind of 450 splash kind of cruiserweight, you know, like your Ricochet. And she's paying a distraction right now. Ember Moon shouldn't be doing this. Shouldn't be having a war of words. She should have been going for the cover on Royce right there and then. That was her own mistake that she made there, and she paid incredible dividends for it. Royce now in big trouble, caught with a frog splash there by Moon, who looks to try and win this matchup here. Cover on Royce. Royce is kicking at it too. Good kick out as well by Peyton Royce. Ember Moon continuing here to strike away, went for a big kick, but she couldn't capitalize with it. And no time to recover there for Ember Moon. Count now, still early days for Ember Moon, and that's a steel chair being slid in the ring by Billie Kay on the outside, helping out her fellow iconic member in the best way that she can. Doesn't try to distract the referee though, so Peyton Royce can use that chair. Royce though is going to resort to using the ropes here to try and get the win, and Ember Moon having absolutely none of it. Jumping DDT, countered. What a counter that one was there by Ember Moon, to be fair. And now what will she look for in the corner? Oh, she caught her there, flush with that elbow, but Royce stayed in the corner, probably not for the best. She's in big trouble. Another eclipse for Peyton Royce. Look at the way the body reacts to that one. Kind of like a whiplash effect. Billie Kay though distracting the referee. So Ember Moon can't make the cover here. Referee finally not distracted. Finally had enough of Kay. Ember Moon in for the count. Ember Moon still able to secure a relatively easy victory for herself here tonight. Did not go well for the iconic duo at all. That was not the Peyton Royce who secured a #1 contendership a few weeks ago. That was not the Peyton Royce who's won the NXT Women's Championship. Maybe she's still feeling the effects of that hard-hitting triple threat affair from last week. And perhaps Ember Moon's fire within her was too much for Peyton Royce on the night. Ember Moon wanting another shot at the NXT Women's Champion, and it seems as if she's not going to take no for an answer. Well, there we go. Ember Moon, your winner. I know I got sidetracked in that match by Corin, but these things happen when such a serious topic is at hand. Anyway, we're going to move on to our main event now. There'll be no Corin to talk about. There'll be no distractions. I hope it'll just be a great wrestling matchup for the NXT Global Championship. The Bruiserweight Pete Dunne against the new Global Champion, Kurt Angle. What a match that's going to be. And the championship's on the line. Well, here we go. This time, we'll have another match like we just saw, I think, with Pentagon Jr. and Tyler Bate. Such a back and forth affair, such a very entertaining affair as well. However, this time, after he's already got what he wanted, I don't think we're going to have to worry about Corin here tonight anymore. Let's just focus instead on a great Global Championship matchup as the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne is tasked with the first title defense against Kurt Angle. This one is a great opportunity for Pete Dunne. Even if he doesn't get the chance to win, even if he fails to win that title, what he does is he gets his name out there, is he makes people turn their heads and focus on the Bruiserweight. That is going to be great for Pete Dunne's career, and that is going to be great for those general managers such as myself, Daro, and of course the SmackDown committee to look at it, realize what they could do here, and potentially snap him up relatively soon. I've been hearing rumblings from Zbyszko that there are huge changes scheduled for NXT just after No Way Out, that they are going to try and give this roster a complete facelift, bringing in a lot of youth from what I've heard to really strengthen up this roster, and those who just aren't good enough anymore are going to get the cut. So what I would recommend is really pay attention to NXT in the future, because it seems if it's going to be a big affair in a short while. But here comes the new global champion, abound with excitement. Couldn't even make his own entrance. He is too happy to be holding that title, and I've got to give credit where credit's due. That championship looks absolutely incredible on Kurt Angle. What a submission match it was last week between himself and Bret Hart. Both men went to the very limits to try and make the other tap out, but in the end, the ankle lock was just too much, and Kurt Angle won that global championship from Bret the Hitman Hart. I don't think them two are done either. I think there's still some unfinished business between them, but as for tonight, they may, if they meet again, they may have to meet without the championship on the line in just a bit of a grudge match, because for all we know, Pete Dunne could find a way to walk out with that NXT Global Championship. Bigger shocks have happened before in this universe. If you want a recent one, just look at our Mr. Money in the Bank. Pete Dunne is ready for this one. The youth and the fired up nature, I believe, of Pete Dunne could be enough here to will him on to victory, maybe. The Bruiserweight doesn't really care about introductions that much, doesn't really care about what the crowd think of him either. He's got his eyes set on Angle, his eyes set on that global championship, and his eyes set on making a name for himself here in NXT. Let's see what he can do in this one. Kurt Angle, though, much the same expression for him, lifting that championship high. It's been the first time since I think the United States Championship some 2.5 years ago since Kurt Angle held a belt. Proof that even the veterans of this universe have used NXT to their advantage and can still make a name for themselves with it. This one underway, or about to get underway even. I am interested to see who can chalk up the victory with it. Pete Dunne looking awfully confident and kind of cocky as well a little bit in his corner as we get things underway here. Colin elbow tie up, a little surprise, but there's the surprise really. Pete Dunne pushing Angle into the turnbuckle there. And there's not a surprise. Dunne with a cheap shot, trying to force anger out of Kurt Angle, maybe trying to force a mistake to be made, and look at that. Angle pushes him away as if he were nothing there, using his strength to his advantage, but a clean break in the corner by Kurt Angle. Well, I think that might do it for Colin elbow tie-up here, and Pete Dunne now looking to use some strikes to get this one underway. It was just a series of hits there, practically hit Kurt Angle across the ring. Look at the strength though of Angle. Launched him way over his head there. Angle into an armbar here and a leg lock. Double submission. Think about how much Pete Dunne's leg must be screaming in pain from being twisted in that way. But Pete Dunne does a great job there getting out of that one early. And now Dunne. Looked like he might have been thinking of a tombstone maybe. Angle goes after the leg. He might be looking for the ankle lock for a second week in a row here. Targeting it very early on. Pete Dunne is trying his hardest to get back up to his feet. He is trying to not give Angle an advantage there. But oh, what a backbreaker that one was. Dunne in a world of trouble now as the Olympic gold medalist has his way with him on the mat. This is not where Dunne needs the match to be. He just needs to go toe-to-toe and just really battle in a strike fest more so than anything with Kurt Angle. Step up in Zaguri on the corner. Angle ducks the second one, however. That's not what Pete Dunne wanted, but Pete Dunne finds the counter, finds an opportunity to counter to get himself back in this one. Facebuster there by Angle. Angle's down by the leg shoe. Will he look for a... Well, I don't know what Angle was trying to do there, but he didn't nail anything, so that was a bit weird. Up in the air, and again Angle forces a counter. All problems right now for Pete Dunne, and the leg once more is honed in on by Angle. Much as we saw with Tyler Bate earlier in the night, this one is all Kurt Angle thus far in the early stages. And he is really honing in on that leg there. Those punches just clobbering away on the knee of Pete Dunne. Angle brings him up. Are we going to see the triple German suplexes on their way? Wow, what agility there by Pete Dunne. Flipped his way out of it, and all of a sudden, Dunne has the advantage. Tombstone by the Bruiserweight. How about that by Pete Dunne? One little advantage, one little moment was all he needed, and all of a sudden, Pete Dunne now has flipped this one around in his favour. Speaking of flipping things around, Angle in trouble. The bitter end. No way. Pete Dunne pulls it out of the bag from seemingly out of nowhere. Into the cover, and Angle kicked out. Just as the same with Tyler Bate earlier in the night. Tried to get a win from an early finisher, but it wasn't going to happen. Hasn't done enough to Angle to guarantee it. And now Angle is able to counter back in this one, but so is Dunne. This one a very competitive match is turning into now. And once more though, the suplex is countered, and Angle finally gets a German suplex off. Dunne goes flying. And another suplex now. This is not where Dunne needs to be. Angle up on the top rope. Will he go for his signature moonsault? Yes, he will, and he'll get it. The moonsault connects, and Angle might be high in mind to go for the Angle slam now. Dunne denies it though. Pulling out the reversal, but Kurt Angle can do the same. Elevated DDT there. Kurt Angle seeming ready. He seems pumped up for something. I don't know what really, but he seems pumped up for something. Oh, look at the strength there of Angle as he hit that one. Dunne tried to, I think, get out of the ring there, but just no escape for him right now. Here come the triple Germans. Brock's may be devastating, but these are an incredible asset of strength from Angle. Triple Germans. Dunne folds over himself, and somehow the Bruiserweight's up on his feet on the outside. He might just be trying to bat off the pain and act as if it's nothing. But oh, that's not going to help your cause one bit when you go into that steel railing. That won't help Angle either. DDT'd on the outside there. That's going to ring around in your head for some time. Into the barricade and back into the ring. Pete Dunne has turned this one around. Somehow he's in control here now. The Bruiserweight up on the top rope. Not every day you see this, but he's going to try and get something from it. What a clothesline. Pete Dunne doing everything here to try and guarantee victory for himself. This suplex, this time he nails it, and it was hardly a suplex to be fair. He also just launched him over his head. Cover, Angle kicks out at 2. Pete Dunne not giving up here though. The Bruiserweight continues on his attempted onslaught of Angle. But it might not. Oh my god, it's going to be that belly to belly again. Pete Dunne just stopped him firmly in his tracks there. What will he look for now? A suplex, I think? It will be. Snap suplex. Awkwardly caught his legs there on the ropes, did Kurt Angle. That one could well leave an effect on him. But Pete Dunne doesn't care. Look at the strength of Dunne now. Powerbomb. Bridges over into an absolutely magnificent cover. Could have won the title. Very nearly could have. Angle kicked out at 2, but Pete Dunne has assumed control of this one. Step up in Zaguri. Angle sidestepped it. And he goes after the leg once more of Pete Dunne. Slamming down on it. What will Angle go for? Turns him round. Oh, I thought it was going to be the angle lock there. It's not going to be. It's going to be a deadlift German suplex with a bridge. Dunne's foot, I think, is in the ropes, however. Referee maybe not had seen it, but he's still kicked out early on. An Angle now, I think, making not a wise decision here by going to the crowd for a second. But he's ready to hit it. He's ready to go down with the Angle slam. He's ready to retain the global title. Pete Dunne isn't ready for that. Counter by the Bruiserweight. And a great one at that. And Pete Dunne now going to go to the top rope once more. Going to take a risk to try and pay off. Moonsault onto Angle. Could he beat him with it? There's 2. Angle kicks out at 2. What more can Dunne bring here? He is really showing his worth in this one, though, against Angle. Angle picked Dunne, of course. He wanted him to be the first challenger, and Pete Dunne has not disappointed in this matchup. The Bruiserweight showing everyone why the British invasion, really, of Bate and Dunne has been such a serious one. And I think Dunne got busted open there from that strike. He's holding his head, but I can't see right now. Dragon screw, and yes, Dunne is busted open from it. That could turn this match around. Something significantly. Angle counters. Oh my god, what is this? What the hell is Angle doing? He's up on the second rope here. Angle using the rope to superplex Pete Dunne back in the ring. I have never seen that before. The balance, the strength, everything of Angle. Pete Dunne set for an almighty ride. One that could retain the title for Kurt Angle right now. Into the cover. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Kurt Angle does it. I don't think there was anything Pete Dunne had left. And that superplex essentially was the end of it. Kurt Angle retains his Global Championship here tonight. Defense number 1 for the Olympic gold medalist. The wrestling machine hangs on to that title for another week. What a interesting main event. What an entertaining main event. And Kurt Angle shows that he is going to be a fighting champion with that title. Well, there we go. What a performance by both men. Cannot overlook the fact that Pete Dunne really gave it to the champion. And if he had nailed another bitter end, who knows? We could have been looking at another new global champion already. But it's Kurt Angle who retains the belt here tonight in this main event. And what is next for the Olympic gold medalist? I do not know. But what I do know is that Angle retains the title. Pete Dunne has made a name for himself, I think, in this one. But going back to earlier in the night, we know 3 weeks from tonight, we know the day before the finale of this series of Universe, Okada and Corin will go one-on-one for the NXT Championship. You don't want to miss it. Set your date, set the calendar, note it down, because that is going to be a match that could well shape the future of NXT for some time. That'll end this episode, Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. And ta-ra.